Hello guys, it's Thomas and I'm back for episode 4 of KSP Interstelar. And in this episode, this craft, which I showed you in the last episode, is going all the far away to the depths of space and then to Eve. So, I'm doing a different editing style, just showing the stages, which means that when I originally planned to edit this episode, instead of being the 50 minutes it took me in real life, well, actually, I had 50 minutes of recorded. I probably spent me about an hour and a half, but 50 minutes in-game. I don't know, I'm confusing myself. But I edited down a lot, so this is essentially just snapshots of everything that happened. It took me a long time to edit this. This is the last thing I'm doing is this narration over it. And so I would just like to say, for all the people who don't have as much time as I do to watch YouTube videos, since I have essentially the whole day, since I am doing nothing productive every day, so you'll get to watch this easier. So here you see me doing my injection burn into outer space. Well, not really outer space, because I'm just kind of already into outer space, but into high orbits around the sun. I'm like, I don't know, high Sol orbit, like SOL, I don't know. But either way, now I'm doing my injection burn to get me closer to Eve. And I'm probably also going to put some nice music over this too, even though past me said I probably wouldn't do that. Well, I'm not exactly doing that, I'm also narrating over it, so there's that. So now, getting really close to Eve, now inside Eve's sphere of influence, and I kind of screw up on the burn here. I kind of may or may not miss it by about 3 hours time. I'm just lucky I didn't time accelerate all the way through it, because that would have been terrible. But luckily I didn't. So you see me burning now. I had so much stealth in this craft. I did a very inopportune injection burn to get me close to Eve. And I did another very terrible burn here. I say I could probably go back to I don't know, Jewel with this craft, land on Jewel. Well, not land on Jewel, but go into Jewel's atmosphere and depths of the planet. So now you see me doing a retrograde burn here, just trying to get down, lower my periaps down to something more than 4,000 kilometers. I mean, my apoaps down to something less than 4,000 kilometers. Now it's another snapshot. Now my apoap's at about 500 kilometers, 560 or so. And it's doing all the science. I think it still technically counts as high atmosphere. Nope, it's near Jewel. I mean near Eve. Why am I saying near Jewel? I don't know. If you can't tell, I had about 2 hours of sleep. No clue what's wrong. Got in bed at 10 o'clock. Stayed awake in bed till 3 a.m. I am so tired, it's funny. Oh, I'm so weird when I'm this tired. So here you see me injecting into the atmosphere. Well, actually right now my periaps is still inside the atmosphere. Gonna be doing retrograde burns the whole time. And I thrusted retrograde the whole way down, as you'll probably see starting to see it right now. I keep burning the whole time, and I run out of fuel right before I get to the surface. So now, I'm getting closer and closer to the atmosphere. Now in this little jump cut, my periaps is below, so that's a good thing. That means I'm not just going to burn up in the atmosphere, I'm actually going to land. So, here's burn number 1. Of the one major burn. And it just keeps going like this. Retrograde. And this just puts into perspective how long I was burning in this. Because I burnt the whole way down just to slow myself down enough that I did not burn up in the atmosphere. Even though by burn up I mean, have an aerodynamic failure. For some reason even while I'm playing, I still think that I have Deadly Reentry installed, since it's something I commonly play with. Installed. So, for some reason, that's why I'm always saying burn up instead of break up. But it's kind of the same thing, at least in the sense that if you burn up, you're breaking up into 10 million pieces. So I did a little cut there, and I think we're about to go back to Past Me. So yeah, gonna leave you with some more music by Bass Desire, and thank you for watching this episode, even though I'm about to say that in a couple minutes. Okay, we're coming in for descent to land on Eve. Rockets are powered all the way up, with that tiny thing just producing 120 kilonewtons, which isn't even full G, although it's almost a full G. And I'm slowing down at a really high altitude, just to keep stuff from blowing up. So I'm going to try to keep it about, 90 meters per second, which it should about peak at. Not going to touch the throttle at all, and it should peak at about 90. That was close. So I'm just going to keep it, actually, how long is this going to take? Let's do some quick maths. Okay, if we have to go 100, it'll take about 100 seconds. Yeah, let's throttle down. Let's go to half throttle. And we should be fine. 2-minute burn time, traveling 100 meters per second. Should be about 100. Yeah, we're going to be fine. Gonna have fuel left in it, but we can just ditch it. Especially since the thrust weight is possibly more than 1. So, I already used the goo canister. I should probably gather low science log temperature data. Flying at Eve. Log pressure data. Flying at Eve keep. And then we're going to do the other ones after we have landed, because that's when you get the best science. Now the terrain scatter's just started to load in, which means we're about 4 kilometers high. I'd guess I can probably look at the altitude somewhere on surface. Don't need orbital anymore. Surface, we were about 5 kilometers high then. So the G-forces are a lot higher than on Kerbin, so that is why when I tested this thing I had it testing landing at the speed we're traveling right about now. I'm gonna throttle down even more. So when these parachutes deploy, which should be like 50 meters, 500 meters, it should be perfectly fine. The only reason I have this fuel tank here is to keep the center of lift, the natural center of lift, above the center of mass. So we should be perfectly fine. So I'm gonna see how low we can go before we have to ditch this, because I'm just using it to slow myself down. Just slowly, ever so slowly. I'm gonna ditch at 700 meters or so. Okay. 800 and 700, and we're gonna ditch it now. I should probably have throttled down. Okay, so it seems we're going to be touching down at about 2.7 meters per second. And there it goes, just slowly. Wait, it's coming back up, isn't it? No, it's close to low. Yeah, there it goes down. Huh. Part of it survived. Oh, never mind. I'm sure some part of it survived. So, welcome to Eve. Estimated time till arrival, 2.5, I don't know, about 200 seconds, 180 seconds, but that is without the magic of time acceleration. Even then, this is why I put so many parachutes on it, because I didn't want any problems to happen. And you're probably wondering, what is this waste heat? Well, waste heat, I think it's what happens when you use probes, space probes, I think. I don't really know, or maybe it's solar panels. Yeah, I think it's also solar panels. So I put on these radiators. I did not need this many. But hey, it works, it's fine. So let's do a quick save, because if this landing screws up, I do not want to have to restart all the way from orbit, which is the last time I quick saved. Even though I'm generally against using quick saves on a mission this long, I don't really want to be having to restart from the beginning. But it seems like we're landing on generally flat terrain. That's also why I have this engine. Also, so I can burn off a little bit of fuel beforehand. I was expecting we'd be going down at about 7 meters per second since the gravity is so much stronger. Okay. Let's do some science. Observe Mystery Bay. Sadly, we can't recover it. So I'm going to transmit it. Mystery goo, observe. Transmit. Transmit data. I should do a flyby with the Kerbal and go land on Gilly, since you can very easily land on Gilly. Log pressure data. transmit temp data, log temperature, transmit. And the question is, what will our maximum thrust to weight ratio on Eve max out as? Can I do any repeats? Log? No, not worth it. Log? Still not worth it. I think we're out of experiments. The question is, if I lift this engine burning, will we even reach above 1? Thrust to weight ratio above 1. Oh, nope. Not at that rate. At that rate, nothing's gonna happen. So now that we've done that, which will be probably a large part of this episode, even though I'm trying to speed it up and narrate over it. Future me editing that, remember to do that. Don't forget. Don't just put music over and speed it up 16 times. Speed up 16 times, then talk about over it and stuff. So if I had brought a Kerbal, I'd be able to do sciences. But the question is, can I get this craft back to regular position? No, I probably can't. Let's see if we can destroy it. We probably... Oh! Well, hey, look, we made a rover on accident, too. Oh, but never mind, there it went. Yeah, that's all fine. We can jump. Or will explode. So now we just have this wreck. We can let future generations of Kerbals wonder how they even crashed when it's so easy to land. So let's go back to the Space Center. Make sure not to click revert flight, because that would be a pain in my butt, doing a whole mission and then clicking revert flight. So let's go see what we can afford with all that tons and tons of science. Okay. So we have 300 science. Not a lot, but not a little. Electric generator. We don't need any of those giant things yet. Let's see what all can we get that'll help us. We might want to use docking ports soon, but let's try getting new sciences. So if we get this one, we get Communitron not useful, IR telescope, which gives us 0.5 science a day. That's 300 science. That's almost our maximum. What does this one give us? This one gives us rovers. This one gives us tiny probes. I think I'm going to go with this because it unlocks 2 more sciences. Even though if I got the nuclear rockets, that would be useful. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. Well, not this, but the other one. Yes, and there's anything else we can afford? Oh, what's this? Oh, so this gives us the refinery and other refineries and atmospheric packages and stuff. So can I afford any of this? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I think we're good. So, I think that'll be it for this episode, since that probably would equate to, I don't know, 20 minutes of video time. So thank you for watching. Leave a like or favorite, and adios.